This is We Know Nothing, a series we created to talk about all the things we don't know yet about Game of Thrones, which is a lot. Today we're going straight to the source with actor Joe Dempsey, who plays Gendry. Good morning, man.
Morning, Isaac.
How are you?
Fragile. Getting there.
Getting there.
Yeah,
getting there.
Yeah.
A lot of us, a lot of mornings like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting there, Gendry makes it to the final season. Mm-hmm. Were you surprised he made it that far?
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, I think when you're lost at sea for 3 years, you're amazed to make it back anywhere. And you know, I think over the years people have asked quite often, you know, what would you like for your character? What would you like to happen with Gendry? Where do you want his tale to take him? And I've always just thought, I just want to be there at the end. I think most of the actors in the show just want to be part of season 8.
Right.
You know, I wanted to be around. I wanted to know what was going to happen. I wanted to be around on set. I wanted to see it with my own eyes.
Right.
And I got to do that.
And you got to do that. So, and let's talk about that, though, because you were missing there from about season 3, right?
Yeah.
People even started making memes. Where's Gendry? Like all this stuff. Where were you? 2, did you know you'd be asked back? Like at the end of season 3, where they put you on that boat, they're like, but don't worry, we'll call you in a bit.
Well, that's exactly what I said. And so that was what I thought. And then as the years go by, you start to wonder, is this going to happen? Because, you know, David and Dan and Brian Cogman, like, it's such a massive undertaking trying to put this show together, trying to read from the source material and decide which narrative threads you're going to use and which ones you aren't. And, I mean, it's massive. So I would have completely understood if, after a couple of years waiting, they'd called me up and said, look, man, we're really sorry. We just don't have time. Or just not called me up. Or just recast me with someone else. Like, there's, like, all options are available to them. So yeah, I was prepared for that eventuality. Yeah. And actually, weirdly, I feel like this happens a lot in life. It was when I stopped thinking about it that the phone call came.
All of a sudden, you got that phone call. All right, so that's real life. What about in the show? Where do you think Gendry was?
I mean, I imagine whatever the medieval equivalent of a volleyball is, he was doing the castaway thing, you know, Wilson, whatever Wilson is.
He was
just, yeah.
He was just on a deserted island, making friends
with a coconut or something. If they exist.
I love that. But we've seen him in the trailer, obviously, for season 8. I'm sitting here talking with you. Saw him making weapons. Is he going to play kind of a big role in the fight against the army of the dead?
Well, I think, you know, it's this impending reckoning is the thing that sort of sets up season 8. It's the thing that we're all looking forward to, you know, I think, as viewers. And if you want to kill White Walkers, you need to be able to forge dragon glass. And
so those weapons
only one man for that job.
Those weapons might be pretty dragon glassy. Maybe. Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Also, listen, son of Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, and hey, so that was the other thing about last night. I met Mark Addy.
Wait, really?
For the first time.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So you met the person that played your father?
Yeah, I was like, where the hell have you been, Pops? Absent father.
And very absent father. Like, not a very good father.
Never present father.
How was he in real life?
The loveliest man. which I think I kind of knew anyway. I know enough people that know him and have worked with him before that have told me that he's just the nicest bloke.
You knew it was going to go well. But your character has, like, no real, at least it seemed in the past season, like, kind of ambitions for the throne. Do you think that might change this season? I mean,
I think you have to wait and see how it pans out. I mean, one of the things that I was looking forward to with season 8, the prospect of season 8, was learning more about Gendry's parentage, or more about where he came from and the possible political implications that could have. And that's just, again, me selfishly, like on a personal level, I think, and as an actor as well, there's so little to go on sometimes with some of the characters that are slightly on the periphery of Game of Thrones, and I want info just as much as people at home want info about this guy.
Again, like we said, kind of no ambitions for the throne last season, but Arya, it feels like maybe there's some sparks there. Do we learn anything in season 8 about their relationship? Do they see each other again?
I don't know if I can really say. I know a lot of people want Gendry and Arya to be reunited. Is this going to go out after episode 1 premiere.
It will not go up after episode 1, sadly.
In that case, I'll have to wait and see.
You'll have to wait and see. I love it. Do you find yourself missing the cast at all? Like, you guys have worked on this show for so long. Do you have a cast member that you were closest with, or?
Well, there's a load of them. I think that's been, for me, the most amazing thing about the show is the number of friends that I've made. I mean, I'm speaking for myself. They might not feel the same way, but I consider them friends now. And yeah, I think John Bradley is someone who I've got to know really well over the last couple of years. And he said when we were filming and when people were starting to wrap and finish that it was like coming to the end of school. I thought it was a really good comparison because that's exactly how it felt. It was, you know, just like when you leave school, there are people who you know you're going to see again. You know, you love them, you're going to stay friends with them. You just got to make the effort now. You can't rely on that 6-month period in Belfast every year to hang out.
To sit around in the freezing cold.
To sit around, well, yeah, well, I mean, there is that. Maybe we only hung out because there was nothing else to do.
Do you, I mean, again, you guys wrapped filming like almost a year ago. You're seeing each other, though, now as you guys do promotion and stuff. Is it really nice to see one another
It's
again?
great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's dangerous, but it's great.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
All right, last question. I know you can't tell us anything, but the finale, the way it ends, who ends up on the Iron Throne, were you surprised?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I think, because that's the thing, I've never envied David and Dan the task of trying to bring this thing to a conclusion that is broadly satisfying, but also I think it does have to be kind of surprising. You know, Game of Thrones is the kind of show that you can endlessly theorize over.
Right.
And I think that's been a huge part of its success, is that you can really go into the weeds and you can read into all kinds of things that probably aren't there. But yeah, I think it would have been slightly disappointing or anticlimactic if it ended in a way that has been suggested quite widely on the internet already. So like, it was a huge task for David and Dan. And I personally love it.
You think they stuck the landing?
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. Well, before we let you go, we have a game that we want to play real quick, okay? This is a game in which you have no power over who sits on the Iron Throne, kind of like what we're just talking about. So we want to...
Like real life.
Yeah, kind of like real life. But we want to give you that power here. We're going to have a bowl filled with names here. Okay, this is nobody on the show. These are just celebrities. Okay. So you're going to pick a name out here.
I feel like I'm doing the FA Cup draw. Would mean anything to Americans.
Okay, now you can read that name out loud.
Okay, Adele.
Adele. Okay, so now
I've smashed it. I'm not going to top that.
Okay, yeah.
Adele's the queen.
This is perfect, but here's the thing. 30 seconds, stump speech, why she should be on the Iron Throne. We've got a little bit of music, and then I want you to hold this up and let her rip. You got that music, guys?
Okay, vote Adele for the Iron Throne. You know it makes sense. I don't even know why I have to do this selling of her to you. She's from London. She used to live in West Norwood, which you would never have heard of, but I live there now. There's no better reason. Vote Adele. She's won an Oscar. I'm an actor. I'm not going to win an Oscar. She's got one.
That's it, Adele. Adele for the Iron Throne 2020. Do you have like a favorite Adele song? Do you have something you put on from time to time?
Hometown Glory.
Ooh, there it is, living where you live now.
Yeah.
My man, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us. Obviously, Game of Thrones premieres on Sunday, April 14th on HBO. Everyone will be watching. We will be as well. Stay tuned for more AM to DM.